meet you. Welcome to the October edition of the Silver Creek Amateur Radio Association membership. Oh, August. I've been on vacation too long. I don't know if it was the sun or if it was the booze, but whatever it was, to me it's October. Just saying. Welcome to the August edition of the Silver Creek Amateur Radio Association membership meeting. We are thrilled and we are fortunate to have Scott Yonley speak to us tonight. He is the director of the Great Lakes Division with the ARRL, and he's going to tell us everything that's going on. He's going to start at the beginning. He's going to tell us everything to the very end. Or something like that. Scott Yonley.
Okay, I'm not sure how I go along with that one with October, but hey, whatever, right? On the way up here, I kept running into orange signs that really had me bothered for a long time. And it just kept saying, mowing ahead. Well, I was wondering whose head they were mowing. Well, I guess that went over like a lead balloon. Oh, good evening, everybody. Usually I have just one presentation, but because there was so much going on in the month of July, we kind of combined, and it's going to be two presentations, and I think you'll enjoy what all kind of goodies we got for you here. Let's see if we can get it going. There we go. First off, I usually give the statistical information, and I know everybody's got a lot of questions about the Board of Directors meeting and what happened and all that good stuff in July, so I'm open to any questions anytime, so just raise your hand, scream, whatever. I want to apologize to everybody just real quickly. I just got back from the ophthalmologist. He gave me a bunch of eye drops to dilate my eyes. They're coming around, but I'm still seeing double every once in a while, so if I act a little loony or whatever, it's probably because of that. Okay, we'll go ahead and hit the statistical information first, I think. All right, everybody always asks me how many ham radio operators do we have in the country. Right now, effective as of last night, we have 777,000 ham radio operators. So the largest concentration of hams, roughly 34%, come from California, Texas, Florida, Washington, and yes, Ohio as well. I'm assuming everybody can hear me. If they can't, let me know. I can scream. Okay. Come on here. There we are. Okay. Now, for ARRL members, yes, our numbers are dropping some. I won't kid you. Last year, when I did this report to you folks, we had over 130 or 145,000, and we were just at 20%. Now we have 131,000, and that's about 17% of all the hams in America are ARRL members. If you didn't know, there are 15 divisions in the country. The country's broken up into different divisions, and there's 71 sections within America. Now, why 71 and not 50 like you would think? Well, that's because several states have more than one section within them, like Pennsylvania, New York, for example, they have several sections within them. So, but they, nonetheless, they represent you, and the 15 divisions, we are actually, all 15 of us, 15 directors and vice directors represent you, regardless of which division you're in. We represent amateur radio. The Great Lakes Division is the 6th largest of all of the 15 divisions. We have just two members over 10,000. We need to raise that up. If you're not a member of ARRL, please really consider it. Ohio is the largest section in the country, and it has just a little over 4,900. Now, My last report last year showed 5,800, so that's how many have dropped just within Ohio alone. We still lead the nation with 131 active affiliated clubs, which this is one, I'm proud to say. And there's roughly 2,900 active affiliated clubs within the country. So, and I think some of you or most of you have probably already heard some of the actions that we did in the boardroom to help clubs and so on, and you'll hear more about it here in just a minute. But that's the statistical analysis of how things break down. Anybody have any questions? All right, let's see if we can get this going again.
Have you talked about the reason for the decline in membership?
No, I haven't, but if you want to, we sure can. There are several reasons for the decline.
I don't mean necessarily you. I'm talking about the director.
No. Oh, for the directors, yes, we have. We've had numerous conversations at the board meeting, as well as our other meetings that we have throughout the year. Yes, there are several reasons. One is a lot of people got mad because we eliminated the paper magazine for part of your membership alone. The long story short, could we have kept on going with the paper magazine for you? Yes, we could. For about 4 years. And at the end of that 4 years, we would then turn the lights off, lock the doors, and that would be the end of ARRL. The reason for the pay raise, or I should say the raise and dues that we asked you to do, which was $10, and the elimination of the magazine is we're running about $2 million a year in a deficit. Now, a lot of that has to do with electric bills going up, natural gas bills going up. Okay, now we don't pay property tax because we are a 501c3, but we still have payroll taxes to pay, and that for our 82 employees, plus benefits. Now, I know there's been some argument about the CEO and his wage and that they need to chop that off and so on. Let me ask you all this question. If you were running a corporation, it's a $16 million a year corporation, you had 82 employees and had to answer to 30 board members at any given time of the day or night, would you do it for less? Anybody? Somebody had started to put their hand up? Would you do it for less than $315,000 a year? Anybody? You would?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Sure.
You sure about that?
Sure.
You're willing to take calls at midnight?
I'll go with 300.
300. You sure about that?
Absolutely.
And you'll live in Connecticut?
Absolutely.
You sure about that? Do you have any idea of what the property taxes are in Connecticut?
Absolutely.
They're about 4 times higher than they are here in Ohio. Do you know what it's like to get a call at 3 o'clock in the morning from some board member who has decided that LOTW went down 30 seconds ago and you need to do something about it right now?
I ran restaurants for 35 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, when we come around, and we probably will someday soon, probably look at that position again, because we do every year, because his contract is renewable every year. When we look at that, I'll let him know you're willing to do it for a lot less.
Oh, I can say a lot less.
Hey, my book, 15 grand's a lot less. We'll negotiate. There we go. All right. Truthfully, it's a hard job to do. And the reason why is just one that I ever gave you. But let me ask you a question. Could you put up with all the criticism that he does?
I try.
No, not try. You'd have to put up with all the criticism.
No, I mean, I try to get as much as he does.
You'd have to travel around the country, go to every Hamfest that he goes to, and listen to all of the complaints about, you make too much money. How would you like that? You know, so yeah, you got to give him a little bit of a break because nobody wants to put up with that in their personal life. And that's what they've done. You know, they've kind of attacked him in his personal life too. So, but
Actually, don't know anything about that.
well, it's, you know, it goes on, but the whole thing in a nutshell is we pay him not, it's not the highest price. We pay him a good wage, yes, but we demand a lot out of him for that wage. But let me tell you something, even if you took that wage away, I just told you we're $2 million in the hole. 300 grand wouldn't change anything. You're still $1.7 million in the hole. So let's look at it from the financial aspects. You know, yeah, he makes a lot of money, but he has a lot of responsibility on his hands too. So please keep that in mind. Not much different than any other CEO. Look, I've worked for many of them in my lifetime, and I will tell you, they're 10 times harder working than I ever wanted to do, quite frankly. Okay, edge of opportunities. I don't know if a lot of you know this or not, but the ARRL Foundation is not part of ARRL. It's a separate entity. It's a separate 501c3, and it has one function in life, and that's to give money away in scholarships and grant money. Okay, two things. They give money away. It's in scholarships and grant money. We gave $1 million in scholarships just this last year in 2025. Now, I'm one of the volunteers for the scholarship team, and let me tell you, we interviewed 255 kids for a little over 125 scholarships. It was a lot of fun. You learn a lot about these kids as they grow up and all the different things they're in and all the different stuff they do and so on. It's a lot of fun and very interesting. But last year we gave, like I said, over $1 million to 120 students, which is a great thing. We're helping them get their education and continuing on. The only requirement for them, they have to be a ham radio operator. And they have to show us that they're actually active. Now, how do they do that? Okay, member of a club. So when they say they're a member of a club, we need to see from the president or the secretary or whatever from that club that they actually are a member and they actually are active. So we actually go through all this material in less than 4 months, and we do give out these scholarships, which is a good thing, like I said. And they go all over the country. I mean, everywhere. We've got kids going to MIT. We've got kids going to UCLA. Many of them are going to Ohio State. Some are going to Michigan. No, we can't boo too much because even that, you know, hey, it's a good college. We'll give them credit for that. All right, come on here. There we go. Okay, the Board of Directors meeting in July. Oops, let's go back here. Come on. All right. I think we got one more here. Come on. There we go. Okay. The infamous Bylaw 46. Anybody got any questions over it? What it is? Why it is? Boy, this is a dead crowd. You guys wake up out there! All right. All right, there we go. Hey, Bylaw 46. It's an ethics policy. What makes this one so important? We didn't have one. You could literally, at a board meeting, go over and smack another director in the face. You might go to jail, but you're still on the board. This puts a stop to that. It puts an ethics policy, which all of us live by. We all live by ethics policies. If you work for a company, you've got an ethics policy, trust me. Bylaw 42 was attached to it. What does it do? It's part of the elections committee. Why? Because our elections were created back in 1925. We've changed a lot about what we do for elections since then. That was 100 years ago. We now do our elections for director and vice directors electronically. No paper ballot anymore. It's all done electronically. It wasn't in the rules. Needed to be. Article of Association change, Article 7. It clarifies for board vacancy. Why is that important? If a director is sick, who replaces him? Who represents your division? It wasn't clear. Now it is. The vice director moves up to the front row. He represents you. Within Bylaw 46, we create a neutral, independent third party to investigate any real issues that may be argued. If the Elections and Ethics Committee says you've done something and you're in violation, and you say, oh no, I haven't, before you had no recourse. Now it goes to a neutral third party outside of amateur radio to look at it. And if they agree with the E&E that you violated, then it moves on forward to the board for their decision. If they say no, it still moves to the board, but with that recommendation, no, there's no violation. So an independent party comes in and looks at this. Never before have we ever done that. That's part of the transparency you hear so much about, that they say we don't do. Well, there it is, right there. Okay, we gave out a lot of awards. The Phil McCann Award, I don't know if any of you know what that is or not, but that's that's basically for PIOs, which is public information officers, to get the word out about amateur radio, just like you do when you have your field day and so on. You try to get the word out to the media and so on. Well, that award was given to Micah Martin, KN6, VUT. The Bill Leonard Award, which is pretty much the same thing, only on the professional side of things. You might recognize this name, Harry Smith. Okay, he was the recipient this year for the video reporting of Meet the Students shooting radio waves to contact the International Space Station. If you guys remember, there was a little blip that lasted about 20 minutes on the Today Show one day last year when they actually made a contact to the ISS. And that was with Harry Smith. He recorded it and produced it, so we gave it to him. Now, the other media award goes for print reporting, which is for like newspapers, magazines, the dailies, that type of thing. And it went to McKenna Cayley and Del Cameron. It was about the Hurricane Helene and when all else fails. Their story was written up centering around the gentleman in North Carolina who was a ham operator who was actually getting the communications outside to the outside area, the affected area. That was their story and what they wrote. The Breyer Instructor of the Year, obviously you know what that's all about. It's about teaching people about amateur radio. Went to Dennis Simon. Hiram Piercy Maxim Award. You may or may not know what this is. We have had recipients here in Ohio. Chris Brault was our last one. Alexia Sethian. It's not only a plaque, but we give $1,500 toward a scholarship for that award. Technical Innovation Award went to Matthew Wistick and NB0, or NB0, I should say, X, and Technical Service Award went to Bill Matero. Now, the Technical Service Award, I gave that out last year to a gentleman up in Toledo. So this year it went to another person. but it's still a great award to give out and to recognize for technical service. All right, we created a new award while we were at it, and that's the 10-band DXCC. So for you guys that had fun with the 5, the 6, the 7, the 8, and so on, now you got another one to play with. 10-band, that's a good one. I don't know. I'm not much of a DXer, so for me, this is way out of my range. But I'm sure there's somebody in here, probably more than one, that they're already probably close to this. How about it? Anybody want to raise their hand if they're close? Okay, nobody yet. All right, club and field services. This is what's more near and dear to my heart, because this all comes out of boy, we've got a big acronym for this, the committee I'm chairman of, which is the Emergency Communications and Field Services Committee. Most of these came out of that. We approved 2026 as the year of the clubs. That was the first thing we did. We also made a motion, and it passed unanimously, to improve online club affiliation applications and renewals. So when a club wants to renew it has an annual renewal to do. When it goes to do that, it'll be a much better laid out form that will be automatic and not have to do the paperwork and all that. It'll do a lot of that for you. We created an online Special Service Club application. Right now, it is a paper form only. So now we're going to have an online one. We're also going to create a dashboard for headquarters to use so they know where your forms are. They'll be able to pull that dashboard up and see who's approved it, who hasn't, and so on. We also created or will be creating, and it's already been created actually, an online verification for clubs for their 51% ARRL membership. This works real easy now. In fact, I got a demonstration of it just the other night. And all you do is, if a club wants to know if it's meeting its obligation of having 51% of its club members, ARRL members, they turn this in on the online application with a name, a first name, a last name, and a call sign. And it will spit back out all the information as to whether or not, how many are ARRL members and how many are not. Now, it won't tell them who is and who isn't. It doesn't give any private information, but at least a club will know if they are meeting their obligation of 51%. Enhanced Club Finder. For those of you who have played with the ARES group finder, you put in a name of a club or even an area, and it will bring up all the clubs in that area with little teardrops. If you click on that teardrop, it'll tell you where the club meets and all the information about the club and who the contact is and so on. That will be updated to bring that online here shortly as well. We also have the Year of the Clubs initiative, which for clubs who have or obtain in 2026 between 70 and 90% ARRL membership, they're going to get special recognition in QST and so on. And they'll also have a digital badge that they can put on their website. It'll be a really cool looking badge. I've already seen it. We've already approved it. It's a real cool looking badge for putting on your website and be proud of. For those clubs who have 90% or above, they're going to get the same, except their digital badge will look a lot different because they've obtained a higher goal. One of the things I'm most proud of that a number of years ago, if you're a traffic handler at all, you understand this story. Back in 2016, there was a a riff created mostly due to ARRL leadership at that time not paying much attention to the national traffic system. So another group formed out of that and became independent of the national traffic system, which was called Radio Relay International, or RRI. And for many years, even though they did virtually the same thing the national traffic system was doing, we had two systems. One was theirs, one was ours, and so on. I helped negotiate an MOU to bring the two organizations together and to work together as one. And I'm proud to say now it's working. The two organizations are actually shaking hands with each other and passing traffic throughout this country just as though it was one organization and one only. So very proud of that fact. We also rescinded Minute 33 from the board meeting of July 2016 to bring back staff chairs so that we have a better leadership within NTS itself, which is very important, especially now that we have two organizations acting as one. Okay, there we go. Program creation. We're going to create a program to promote and recognize affiliated and special service clubs' websites. So for, like Cerro has a great website, you're going to be looked at if you turn that into them. There's going to be some prizes. And for those who need help, they're going to get help with their website to improve it. They're going to be shown ways that they can improve it and how things that they can do and so on. So that's an initiative that'll be going on throughout 2026. Special recognition was given to John Bloom for bringing up LOTW and making it run faster. Now, how did he do that? Well, we switched to AWS servers for one, but he did a lot of work on the software, and now it really, really sings. How many of you use LOTW? Okay, some of you do. I know it's very important, and I will tell you, it's very near and dear to a lot of people's hearts, even though something you may not know about LOTW. Yes, it is an ARRL feature, but anyone in the world can use it. They don't have to be an ARRL member to use LOTW. Tennessee ARES was also recognized for its work in Operations Hurricane Helene. Centennial Club, if you look down here, you'll recognize a couple of names. At least I hope you do, especially this one. In fact, just last week, a week ago today, in fact, I went up and gave them their plaque and read the motion off to them that we made. They became 100 years or centennial of ARRL club affiliation. I will be doing the same thing come September 6th, I believe it is, for the Findlay Radio Club. They are turning 100 years old as well. So that'll be something that happened. Let's see, my eyes are blurring here. So we did the appreciation for Tom Brooks because he was retiring. Tom is one of our volunteers. When you go to headquarters and you ask for a tour, we have a few tour guides, and Tom was one of those tour guides. He would take you all over the building and tell you all the history and all the neat things and show you some cracks and closets that no one really else knows about except Tom. He knows where all those are buried at. And let me tell you, he has quite a memory on how the building became and so on. So we're losing, unfortunately, because of retirement, we're losing somebody with a lot of knowledge. But we still have a number of other folks who volunteer every day. They don't get paid, but they do go in and they volunteer to give tours to anyone that walks in the building that would like a tour. Chuck Pinson, he was given a special recognition for Radio Alpha, which is our new radio museum. If you haven't seen it, I highly suggest you go take a look at it. It has all kinds of different radios in there. It shows you where they came from, what they are, the insides when they could of them, and so on. So it's a real neat museum. It's an online museum, so you can do this at the comfort of your home. And it's growing every day. Book creation. We're creating a lifestyle book for maintaining high performance clubs. So we're going to take that information from good clubs that, you know, they're expanding their membership and so on. A club like this, for example. We will take some information from that and put in this book for best practices. So other clubs that aren't doing so good can maybe learn from that and maybe grow from that, we're hoping. So, now come on. All right, membership drive, yes. There's going to be a membership drive, and we do want to thank ICOM of America. I know you saw or have heard about the ad. They're giving away a dream station and so on, and we want to thank ICOM of America for that. Ray Novak was the one that was central in getting us the equipment and so on. So we thanked him graciously for that. All right, come on. There we go. All right, that's the end of that. Now for the questions. Oh, come on, guys.
Crickets.
There's no way you could sit through 1/2 hour of a presentation and not have a question. Come on. I'm not sitting down until you do. Somebody.
Okay. The guy that was #1 that got the award for getting the ARRL information out, what did he do? I forgot his call sign.
Oh, yeah, John Bloom. John actually helped rewrite the software to make it run faster and more efficiently on the new servers. When that software was written, it's now, I believe, 20-some years old. So it was written back in the day of, Windows 98? So this gave him an opportunity to expand that. So now it operates on Windows 7. Just kidding. No, it actually operates right now on Windows 11. We don't have anything but Windows 11 in headquarters now because of what happened last year. That was one of the things we found that let us have a hole in our security, and that won't happen again. Okay, what other questions? Come on. There's nothing off bounds, okay? Okay, yes, sir.
Where is the headquarters?
Where is headquarters? Okay, headquarters is in Newington, which is a suburb of Hartford. Actually, where the headquarters is located is right in the middle of a residential area. You'll drive right past it without realizing you even passed it. It's kind of funny because it does sit between it's in a big neighborhood of just old houses. And so unless you're really observant and looking for the memorial building that sits out front, you'll never really see headquarters in the back. Yes, sir.
For being the headquarters in Connecticut, where it's so expensive to be, why don't they relocate to Florida where there's no property taxes and stuff like that? And that might get that 1.7 down.
That's true. But there's other issues there too. Don't forget. I mean, yeah, you don't pay this, but you pay that instead.
People relocate to get more of their money.
Believe it or not, we are looking at different locations that is one of the things that we are looking at for where is ARRL going in the next 100 years? Where do we need to go? Do we need to move out of Connecticut? There's a lot of history in Connecticut. We're literally just down the street from where Hiram lived. And there is a lot of museums and so forth. There's a lot of American history right there. But that doesn't mean we can't move. And the board is looking at that as an option. Right now we have the Memorial Building, which houses all the radios, which you can go in and operate. The business office actually sits behind the Memorial Building. We own 5.6 acres of ground there, which is prime land for Connecticut. I mean, when you think about it, especially around Hartford, which is a very large town. So, yes, we could probably build somewhere else, and that's an option we are looking at. So, anything else? Come on, guys. Like I said, nothing's off limits. Yes, sir.
For someone who's kind of new to NTS, can you give me an overview of what it is and why it's important?
Okay, say that again. I didn't hear you.
For someone who's new to the National Traffic System, could you explain what it is and why it's important? I have a vague idea, sending messages, right? And I've heard some nets, but
Yeah, okay. NTS, what it is. It's the National Traffic System. It's actually what ARRL was born with. If you ever wondered, it's the American Radio Relay League. Why relay? What do we relay? Messages. Back then it wasn't called a radiogram. That was something that came along in the 1950s. But that's what we did, relay. We relayed messages. Why? Well, there's a particular reason why. We wanted to do something for free that Western Union was charging for. So the National Traffic System actually got born because of Western Union. We were the guys that you would go to pass your message across the country for nothing, unless you were really rich and could afford to send a message over across the country via Western Union. And you know what? I got to tell you, that still holds true today. Western Union will pass a message across the country for you at 50 cents a letter. And we're not talking about a long, lengthy letter. We're talking about the letter in the alphabet. 50 cents a letter. I don't know about you. I'd rather go to a ham and say, can you get this across the country for me? It may take a little longer, but it'll get there. Now, there's something else to be said about that, and that was with the new generation of National Traffic System that we've born, and that is we have an online radiogram that you can fill out and send. So you don't even have to have a pad of radiograms. You just do this online. It'll go anywhere within our country, and it'll get sent. And I will tell you, right now, the average message when you do that through that portal is averaging about 6 hours. So, and that's going cross country. That's pretty quick. Did that answer your question? Okay. Anything else? Come on, I know you're just waiting to hear. Yes, sir.
I'm just wondering, when you mentioned the original concept of the American Radio Relay League and relaying messages, we've kind of got the same thing going all over again recently with Meshtastic. And it seems to me that you could maybe make some connections between the two, because I don't think anybody sees the modern Meshtastic network as in any way related to the original AARL one. But in concept it is.
Well, with the new WinLink program out there, it not only will send a radiogram, but with the new WinLink program, it'll also send a ICS 213, which is what the government agencies actually use now. So a form of a radiogram, but without all the checks and balances added into it, which is a little kind of like you wouldn't think they would do that. You'd think they'd have every checks and balances they could have into that kind of a message, but believe it or not, it isn't. So we actually do a better job than they do when it comes to making sure that the message that was sent was actually received.
Just one additional comment. It seemed to me you want to emphasize more of the national security aspect of what is going on here, because we're looking at a situation where we really could see an attack on the electrical grid and much of the communications grid, and now what? And everybody will be running around with their thumbs up their rear ends even when that happens.
Well, you know how we attack the security issue?
No.
It's real simple. We put everything back in CW. You know, sort of like if you want to befuddle the kids, the new kids on the block today, you know how you do that?
Write in cursive.
Write in cursive. You got it. They can't read it. Because you know what? And the reason is they're not taught that anymore. They're not taught cursive. And that's sad. But in the same, and it is kind of sad in a way, we're finding, as a statistic for you, we're finding now that even though we have no code, we're finding more of the technician and general class new licensees that are coming through now want to learn CW than ever before. Isn't that an interesting fact?
Yeah, what do you attribute that to?
I think it's because they were, and they see this on, you know, like they did it on, what was it, The Tonight Show. They actually had a test where a couple of guys on CW sent a message faster than the people with their text messaging and all that could do. So I think that impressed a few people, but I also think it's learning the art of amateur radio. And the art still, even though, no, it's not part of the license, the art still is knowing CW. So, and no matter how many new gadgets they come out with, you know, FT8, FT4, whatever, one thing that can never be replaced is the fact that, okay, on FT8, for example, everyone, if you want me to be able to read it, it's gonna have to be in English. CW is international. So when it comes out, an A is still an A, no matter where in the world it was sent from. And I think that also intrigues a lot of people because it's a universal language. It's not set just in America or just in Canada or Mexico or just within North America. It's actually throughout the world the same way. So when I send an A here in America, folks in Russia, for example, interpret it as an A in their language. Now, it may not be an A in their language, but it interpreted at the same as an A. I think it's just that fascination with it. And I think there's one other thing too. I think a lot of people have gotten the idea, you know, it was eliminated, but you know what? I'd sort of like to learn it anyway. Not that I'll ever use it, but I'd sort of like to learn it. And I think that's with some people, that's really what it is, you know, because they want to have that enrichment and that history under their belt. So, what else? Yes, sir.
We have an online question on the live stream. Tom KA8MNT says, can someone ask about the 70 centimeter situation?
Okay. Good question. Thank you. Thank you for asking that. Yes, we do have a company that's trying to take it over. And we have filed with the FCC our petition against that, along with a number of other countries have also filed against it, along with a number of other manufacturers that said no, they don't want that either. So they want it to remain the same. So, but please keep in mind, it is one of those things that is a shared, and we are on a shared basis on those frequencies. So that's the unfortunate problem with that. Yes, sir.
I heard your response, but I didn't hear the question.
You didn't hear the question. Okay. It had to do with the petition about taking, about the gentleman who wanted to use the 430 band for the high-speed money market. You know, he tried that on the HF side a few years back. Now he's back on now with 430, and he wanted to use between 430 and 450 for high-speed networking. And we said no. So
the ARRL actually has people who lobby, like they lobby the FCC. I mean, said the ARRL said no. What FCC said, so what? This is how it's gonna be.
we have 2 lobby companies is what we've hired. We have 2. One,
As people have,
well, no, now hear me out. Now, I'm not done yet. Okay, we have 2 lobby companies. One for the Democrats, one for the Republicans. And we also have our own lobbyist within the board who sits on, who goes to all of the FCC meetings, and he lobbies directly for us only. Okay, so to answer your question, we have 2 lobbyists that lobby Washington for frequencies, and we have one that lobbies directly to the FCC. Yes, sir.
Wasn't there also something where one of the space satellite companies wanted to use part of that spectrum dedicated for their stuff and take it from the ham band?
That was all a part of that,
Okay,
where they
yeah.
wanted to use it for high-speed networking for transfer of money. In the stock market, just to give you kind of a brief thing with even with the other proposal that was out there a couple of years ago, in the stock market, the way it works, and I'm not a stock, I own stock, but I don't understand how, when you get into the Wall Street thing, how it actually works. But when you deal with a trade, it's time-stamped. Now, most of us think time-stamped is to the minute. They're to the nanosecond, because I guess trading goes that fast. So this guy was looking for frequencies that would be faster than the cable, or your internet cable. Now, I know that's hard to believe that airwaves would be fast, but truly they are. They're actually faster than the internet cable. So he's trying to dig in anywhere he can in order to get his stock trading faster. Now, you're looking at just a nanosecond or 2 faster, but millions and millions and millions of dollars can be made or not made by those few nanoseconds that it either gets in or doesn't on time. So it's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. Any other questions? Okay, well, I don't want to hold you guys up. We've been here 50 minutes, and I just wanted to make sure that you got informed. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. We really appreciate it. Thank you. All right, let's take 5 minutes, and we'll be back for the really big shoe. whatever that means. Do I need this? Minutes, you guys. Let's find our seats. Started, please. Now let's find our seats, please. All right, welcome Sarah and friends, the best looking hams in the hobby. And if you don't believe me, just look around. Just look around. Look to your right, look to your left. Absolutely the best looking hams in the hobby. And we're pretty nice too. Yeah, we are. Announcements, a couple things. First, I want to mention Dick, K8AMX. He is in hospice. And I heard about it, actually. Fred had said that he was in hospice on the barometer, and I think, wasn't it, Nick? Anyway, so I called Susan, and she texted me back. She said that she was going to give me a call, but she blubbers. Anyway, I just thought I'd read you some of this, if I could, please. So she starts, thank you for the kind words. In the last year and a half, Dick had been in the cycle of hospital, skilled nursing rehab, home rehab. And each time this cycle commenced, he was getting weaker each time. In July, while in the hospital looking for any broken bones from the most recent fall, they found cancer. One of the weakened bones broke during therapy. After seeing so many docs, ortho, internal med, orthopedic oncologists, orthopedic surgeons, oncologists, he decided no surgery, no treatment, based on his age and weakened state. I know, and she's telling me this, she says, I know that Dick certainly enjoyed seeing his fellow hams and even being razzed about winning the 2020 at the meetings. And of course, he absolutely loved seeing himself on the t-shirt as the old goat, which him and Jim have that thing going on, and that's a lot of fun. And he really enjoyed that. He says, she continues, big thanks to all who made these last years meaningful. I would have called you back, but it's hard to speak without sounding like a blubbering idiot. So I know she's upset, and but I will talk to her later. I just wanted everybody to know that, and that's just where he is. It'll be interesting. Beautiful downtown Firestone Park, you know?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Next VE session, Saturday, October. Just thoughts and prayers for Dick and Susan, if we can. All right. The next VE session, Saturday, October 4th. Tests at the Richmond City Fire Department. How did that work out? First time.
Worked out fantastic. Passed as general, so we got.
Who passed a general? No way.
All the way, come all the way from Pymatuning to Renton.
All right, very good, very good.
And another gentleman by the name of Doug Smith got his technician, and I've been actually going to his house in LaGrange recently, and whoever gets Doug Smith as a member of their club is gonna get something. And he's so close to Norris, I think he's gonna go there, although he's coming to our picnic.
All right, very
So,
good.
Yeah, good guy, and his technical ability is phenomenal with all the stuff he does with electronics and sound and you name it. He even showed me his yard and he said, hey, we can do a field day out here, couldn't we? And he's got a 3,000 square foot shed in the back, air conditioned, heated. He goes, we could do a field day in here, couldn't we? And I was like, yeah, we could.
All right, well, let's recruit him.
We'll see what happens.
There you go. All right, we had tentatively scheduled a second fox hunt for September 20th. Brian's not here tonight. I would have loved to have him talk about the Hamfest last weekend. But anyway, we're going to push it till this fall, probably in October. We'll pick up the next Hamfest. It's a little too close at this point. So we're going to go that route. The Warren Hamfest, Andy, great job.
Thank you.
Unfortunately for me, I was on vacation in Florida and didn't win the main prize. I should have, but I didn't. Lane, KD8, JJF, Lane, congratulations. Yeah. That's him right there, yeah. And that's his new Yaesu FT710. And Mark, KF8CLO won the Hamfest 50-50 raffle, all Sarah members. All right, very good.
I have one more winner too. Stand up, Josh.
I was just the youngest ham. That's,
There you go, all right, perfect.
I definitely didn't draw. I did. I drew his winning grand prize. There was no collusion. No.
Right, okay, that sounds good. Andy, any comments?
Thank you to everybody from the club that came out. It was a great showing. I want to say we had at least a half a dozen. I know it was a drive. I hope it was worth your while, and I hope you will come next year.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm going to be there. I'm going to win that main prize. All right. Let's see. Any other announcements for the good of the cause? That's all I had this week, or this month, I should say. Anybody?
And the picnic is on September.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's September 7th. Okay. Before we do the minutes, I was very, let me see, what do we got here? Let's go back here. We have a new ham in our midst. YMY? You have to stand up. Yeah,
New old stock. I've actually
you got to stand up.
been licensed ham for 32 years, but actually the Sarah repeater got me instrumental in getting back into it, so.
He's a baseball guy, you always
Yeah,
hear.
for the last couple months, I've been pretty active in the mornings and talking.
Early mornings.
Yeah, early mornings, yeah. Thank you.
Even before the ungodly time of 7 a.m.?
Oh, yeah.
Before the June show.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
The
What's,
pre-net.
what's it like at that time of day?
Well, I'm at work. I'm actually at work.
Ah, there you go. All right.
Thanks, Deco.
All right. Were there any other, well, welcome, by the way, and to this motley crew, and we'll try to do our best to uphold your standards, which is
Already been there.
oh, okay. All right, good to know. All right, no other announcements? Yes, sir.
I just got a question.
Yeah.
Are you planning on doing that miniature ham fest like we did last year where it was just here?
Okay, that is a great question. I did not get a chance to talk to Stefan about this, but I had this thought that maybe at the picnic we could have a mini ham fest.
We could do that, yeah.
Because there's plenty of room.
Yeah.
Plenty of room out there, and we could do that. And I thought it was a good idea. I didn't know if other people in the room think it's a good idea or not.
You know, it's a great idea because if you have stuff that you want to sell or get rid of, bring it to the picnic. We'll set up tables and we'll do what we did last time. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be intrusive at all.
Yeah, and I get 15.
Of course.
No, I would never do that. 25.
Do we want to do that?
I would do it.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, all right, so for the picnic on September 7th, we'll have a mini ham fest. Well, if you have stuff to sell, the key here is if you don't sell, you got to take it with you. If you buy something and change your mind, you still got to take it with you. So there you go. And we'll see if we can maybe come up with some kind of door prize or two. See what we can do there. We'll see what we can do there. Okay. All right, great question, Ben. Thank you for that. Anything else? Meeting minutes. We sent the link out. I sent it out twice. Well, actually, our esteemed vice treasurer sent out the minute link, and I sent it out again with the roster. I'm sorry, with the agenda.
Was I not supposed to send it out?
No, you were. I asked you to. Yeah, no, I just sent it out again. That's all, just in case they missed it. It was very good. It was excellent. Anyway, that being said, those of you who looked it over, are there any corrections, additions, or anything else that we need to address?
Not that it matters, but the Norris Fest was at Lorraine Community College, not Wayne Community College.
I gotta teach my AI better. Thank you.
Baby Will's name is William instead of Michael. That's one thing I noticed. His middle name's Michael.
All right.
All right, so noted?
Noted.
Okay, you get on the line and just make those adjustments?
Will do.
All righty, sir. Anything else about the minutes? All right, let's motion to pass the minutes. Stefan? As amended. As amended. Second? Then Josh? Okay. Anybody dissent?
Well, there's an E missing from my last name.
That's the German version.
Anybody?
Got a marker?
Anybody have a magic marker? I'll fix it.
That's mock.
You know, that hasn't changed in 3 months. Why didn't you tell me before?
Timing is everything.
Ah, got it. All right. All right, treasurer's report. All right, yeah. Here, you're gonna need this.
Give him the microphone. Kick that to Sarah, Mike.
Oh yeah, here. You need this too.
Where's your pointer at right there?
No, not that one. It's kind of hid there. See, it's this middle bar.
Yeah.
Bing.
Okay.
All right. Just press a few buttons. See what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, I found it. Whoop.
They never give one to.
I fixed it. Okay, let me go over this thing. Okay, well, our balance when we started was $5,370.86, and we had field day supplies. We had to refund some dues. We made a couple things with the, what?
Sorry, I can't hear you. And you're
Oh.
standing in the way.
Fred.
Can't hear you.
There.
Uh-oh.
No.
You're giving away the whole meeting.
Yeah, you're giving away the whole. I'm going the wrong way, people.
You're going to. There you go.
Okay. Yay. Okay. And we did have to make a couple of things with the state of Ohio. We have a charter. We're a corporation. The first thing we had to do, we had to go ahead and we had to renew that. But we also added Jason McCormick as an additional board of directors. He's part of the board because we wanted to. Now, Ohio being the way they are, I couldn't just pay $20, $25 and do both. I had to pay $25 for one. I had to pay $25 for the other. So
that is what those are. We purchased our Starlink equipment. We had $125. That was for the Eagles Pavilion. We had to do another dues refund, and the reason is because people paid those twice, and so it's like, yeah. We had an Amazon purchase, which was really club supply, and we had a cash deposit of $112, which was for apparel. And it was 50/50 and dues, and the sign man wanted paid for what he did, so that was $201.90. And our first month for Starlink was $50. I transferred $500 from PayPal into checking. Now for the last thing. Let me get this thing. This right here. We had not been reporting our PayPal fees. Because like when you go ahead and you do your renewals, we don't get the full $30. They take $1.54 out of every renewal. Now a T-shirt is less, but it's still, they go and they take fees. And those fees hadn't been reported. I kept thinking, man, I can't go on with this. You know, we just can't. The book's got to be clean. So I went back and I ran some reports, and it started back towards the end of 2023. 2024 was a bad year, and this year's a little bit improved. So what I did, we had $595.25 in fees, strictly fees. So I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and report those. And from this point on, every spreadsheet's going to have what those fees are. I like PayPal. From a treasurer's standpoint, it is fantastic. The flip side, there's no free lunch. So we have to go ahead and we have to get those accounted for. So I wish I wasn't here saying this is what I did, but this is what I needed to do. So, okay? Perfect. Wait a minute. I love this thing.
I'm going to buy you one, Mike. Just so you have one. All right. Yeah, just to comment on that again, the PayPal, it costs us money to do business. The convenience, the reporting is just worth it. It's just worth it. And this adjustment is over what, 2 years? Yeah. 2 years. Okay, so that's why it's so much. On a month-to-month basis, it doesn't look so bad, but it's certainly worth it. The convenience of being able to just go online, click a couple things, and get your dues paid, or pay for your T-shirt or jacket or whatever's going on. It's just worth it. Just worth it. Okay. Let's get into our committee reports. First up, Member Support Committee, Ron. A couple things going on here, K4OG and KB8LNK at KB8LNK. Ron, you want to tell us about that stuff?
Well,
I love doing that to him.
Mark come over one day and we decided we was going to work on my antenna stuff a while. And kind of got that all put back together. And this way? This way. They don't want to see me.
Yeah, we do.
No, they don't.
Yeah. Get over here.
Okay. But I can't read the screen from here.
Turn sideways. There you go.
Anyway, Mark was kind enough to go up there and help me get mine back together. It's been 4 years down, so I was really excited about getting it back together. It's not really working yet, but we're working on it. And then Gary said he had a problem with his wire, so we went over and pulled that back up again. And John was having some problems, so I went over and helped him the other day shuffle some stuff around and get down a broken antenna and move some stuff around. So that's kind of what all we've been doing with that. Any questions?
So it's your member support committee doing its job.
Yeah.
There we go.
Thanks, Ron.
We do.
And he drove me to the Ham Fest. And I drove Nick to the Ham Fest. That has nothing to
Nick
do
drove
with
him
that.
crazy.
I do like this bucket truck.
I was going to go anyway, so yeah, he just got in.
I do love the bucket truck, but I do question why someone would own a bucket truck who's afraid of heights. I mean, it's.
I didn't know I was afraid of heights until I got in the bucket first. It's like, oh, hey, I'm not ready for this.
There
I've
you
been
go.
playing in it, and I'm getting used to it.
So, and for my installation, this is all I had. That's it. That's the transformer on the end of my end fed. So, anyway, there we go. All right, social committee. Stefan, you're up.
All right, so everybody knows that the picnic is September 7th, correct? And everybody, show of hands, is going to be there, right? Like every hand is being raised right now. The sound of my voice, everybody online, every hand. So we have everything covered except what we're asking is every person who comes, please bring a dish to pass. That's all. There was a question that came up to see how many heads there are, and I might post a form really quick online on our website. Are you coming? And then kind of if your name falls in this thing, you're an appetizer, or you're a main dish or thing like that. So I'm going to try to get that done really quick before the weekend, see if I can get that posted. Just a form, like you see all the other forms that we do. Other than that, Gary will tell us a little bit more about the fall apparel sale, and we are doing the Christmas party here on Prem, the 11th. And this, by the way, is outside in the
Pavilion next door.
Pavilion next door. And there will be also tables in the front when you first come in. We'll do the mini Ham Fest. So we can set everything out there. Other than that, I think we're doing really, really good. And just to give you my side of the VE thing, quickly, we are moving forward with that. I sent an email out this week, going to collect all that data up by Friday, and then we're going to move ahead getting everybody onto Exam Tools who aren't already on Exam Tools. But other than this, hope that you come to the picnic. Hope you bring some on your stuff that you want to sell for the Ham Fest. because, and I let Doug know now, Doug Smith, the person who got the tech, he's got tons of stuff that he wants to get out just to get the space, including electronics. He's got walls of electronic parts, like the little drawer parts, but I'm talking about all labeled and everything, like resistors, everything. And he wants to lose a lot of that stuff, so he might actually bring his truck and several other things to sell at the Ham Fest. So we'll see, yeah.
All right.
But there you go.
All right, thanks.
Please come.
The apparel sale, I kind of backburnered that for 10 days as I was in Florida, but we're going to roll that out here real quick. Yes?
What time does the picnic start?
Normally we do it at 1, right? 1, 2?
Well, it's Sunday, right?
Sunday,
Yeah,
right?
it's a
Yeah,
Sunday.
probably 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock? Okay.
Yeah, like 2 to, we have it all night. I mean, so it can be 2 to 5 typically is how it works. And again, save the date, December 11th. That is the second Thursday of December. That's the date that the holiday party always falls on, or we've standardized that. And again, let me remind you that in December there is no club meeting. There's no formal club meeting in December, just the Christmas party. Yeah.
And for the Christmas show, I believe we're going to be able to scrounge up some entertainment. So that's all I'm going to say.
We might be able to do that. All right, fall apparel sale. The only request I got was a pocketed T-shirt or shirts with pockets. This golf shirt does not have a pocket. I don't know. I think some golf shirts come with pockets. We'll see. I'm going to investigate that. I talked briefly with UIB this morning on the net, and we're going to get together and just put them in UI. It's going to be basically the way it always is. We're going to do jackets. We're going to do heavyweight jacket, winter type jacket, a lighter spring type jacket. We'll do T-shirts, sweatshirts, hats. Of course.
Well, I've already heard some.
Did someone say vest?
Yeah, vest.
Okay, I will.
See, even this one, see, 2 models right there.
You go, Zoolander.
Ben?
Start spraying the gasoline.
Are you talking about like the apparel we would want to purchase?
Apparel that we haven't offered up before that you would like to see.
Okay.
You know, do you want a embroidered headband? I mean, I don't know.
I want like a puffy vest.
Oh, puffy vests are in our purview, in our wheelhouse.
Yeah, we've done puffy. Yeah.
Okay.
Stefan is a vest guy, and he's got the puffy going on.
That's why I like him so much. I'm a vest guy too. I just need a Sarah puffy vest.
You need a puffy. Well, it's on your. It's
You'll
on.
be the best man.
It'll be there. Okay, that'll be forthcoming. That'll just pay attention to your email. And I will say this now that I mentioned that, if you are, everybody who is a club member should be getting email from the club, at least 2 or 3, 4 email from the club itself, from me. If you're not getting it, that means there's something going on with the mail system, or you're getting things thrown into your spam folder. So just pay attention to that as well. Okay, any questions for the social committee? All right. Learning in VE. This.
We addressed everything on that.
Okay. Did I have a question? I must not have. Okay. Anyway, very good. I think VE is going well. Learning. We're making an adjustment to the presentation schedule. Ken Dorsey, better known as Crash.
Crash with a K.
So yeah, Ken has already refined his free DV presentation, so I want to get that in sooner than later. So I'm going to switch places with him. He's going to take my spot next month, and I'm going to take the November spot, which was originally when he was going to do it. So I am totally looking forward to that next month. It's going to be, first off, it has great possibilities as a mode. Digital HF, I think, is basically what we have there. So we'll see. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's talking and stuff like that. Sort of like D-Star. Sort of.
It's nice. It's a great program.
It is. It is. So, and I can't wait to hear about it. Okay, let's move on, maybe. Operations. You want this?
Sure. Thank you. All right. Let's see. What do we got going on in Operations Committee land?
An awesome picture.
I know. I look great.
It's all about the eyes.
It is.
That's right.
Josh is just used to being around Lucy.
Yeah.
And being quiet. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
We had 5 reports before this one.
There we go. Okay. All right. So operating events. What have we done this year? POTA, we've talked about that before. Field Day, we've talked about that. Bob Bone Memorial Fox Hunt. I don't think we talked about that yet because I think it happened right after the weekend after the last club meeting. I was hoping Dave would be here to give a summary. Mark, do you want to give it? Does anybody who is here want to talk about it? Mark, you and somebody else won, right? The Bob Bone Fox Hunt? No? Who was it?
Oh,
I forget who won.
I don't
yeah,
remember.
I won.
Yeah. Congratulations, Mark.
Mark, we won.
That's right. Oh yeah, Stefan was the master navigator.
There we go.
You want him as a navigator?
Excellent. So you won the pie. What flavor was it this year?
I don't know. I gave it away.
We gave it away.
Okay. Who'd you give it to?
Jason.
And
You're testing me.
NADI?
Yeah,
Very good. Okay, very good. All right. Well, we'll have to quiz Jason on the pie. So, was anybody here at the Carol Miller Memorial Fox Hunt? Raise a hands. Nobody. I didn't.
Again, it was right after. Well, it wasn't, was it? July 19th.
A couple weeks later.
Yeah.
Brian had put that together, and I wasn't
Brian
too
put it
privy.
together. I
wasn't
didn't
too
know
privy on
anything about it. You didn't know anything about it. He
Yeah.
just kind of did it.
Yeah.
And
So hopefully it was
he had
fun.
2 teams.
Okay.
They had fun. It was a multi fox hunt, and
Good.
so they had a lot of fun. And thusly, we're just going to push the next one back until like
Okay.
October sometime. We'll
Yep.
talk to you about that.
All right. Well, the next upcoming events, Sarah at the USS Cod, and so the date is still TBD on this, but let's talk about it a little bit. Up in Cleveland, you guys know that, but we're hoping. Talked a little bit with the executive committee. We want this to be kind of a operating focused event. We're thinking of having a station. There is a station on the Cod. And we'll probably do time slots, maybe 30 minutes or so, depending on how many signups we get, for just come up, show up for your time, operate on the Cod, and then we'll have a second station outside. And I'm talking to Bill, KA8VIT, about the logistics about that. So that way, if you're waiting for your spot, we still have, more than just one radio, because only one or two people can be in the radio room. So. I'm going to see if I can convince Bill to give us some tours, look around the Cod, and go from there. I talked to him, be able to get in free admission, which would be really cool. So that's very, very generous of them. But this is something that Bill has done with different groups. I was just talking to the Case University students up in Cleveland, and they've done something very similar to this. At the Warren Hamfest, I was talking to them about it. So it's a lot of fun. So there'll be more details coming. I'm not expecting, it's not going to be quite like POTA. We're not going to do grilling or food or anything like that, but it'll be a come up, operate, experience the Cod, enjoy the day, and we'll get a date. Don't take your wallet. Yeah. So, yeah, it's pretty close to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so it's we're looking for a date where we're not interfering with the Browns game or anything like that. So we have a couple possibilities. We're going to have a operations committee meeting to talk about that next Thursday. I'm going to send out the email for that, and hopefully some folks are going to be able to make that meeting. So next Thursday, 7 p.m., if you're able to make it on the Sarah's virtual meeting platform, we'll talk about it. We're going to talk about the COD, time frame, setup plans, operating plans, different help we need, and if anybody has other events that they're interested in doing for the rest of the year. So that's that. We were also talking, Nick and I had talked a little bit about doing number one clause and doing a special event this Christmas for Christmas Eve for the kids. So we'll see if we can get that off the ground too. I think that's all I got. So any questions? Ho, ho, ho. Thanks, Gary.
I want Santa, not a curmudgeon.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The day before our picnic, there's an OS code also.
OSPOTA is the day before.
OSPOTA, yeah.
We didn't plan anything for it, but
No.
Remember that OSPOTA is Saturday, September 6th. Last time I checked, there was a couple of parks still available. Our usual Portage Lake wasn't, but there's a couple. I think Tinkers Creek up in Aurora might have been available. So get out and enjoy that. So. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you. I love to be loved.
All right, Jason's not here tonight, so I will be a poor substitute.
Okay. So, tech committee update. Starlink was purchased. This is very interesting. We got a pretty good deal on the stuff, the hardware. When would we use it? POTA events would be great, right, Josh? Having some reliable thing. People aren't trying to tether their phones. Blah, blah, blah. Field day, any other events we do, would be great to have it. The wonderful thing about Starlink is we got a roaming plan that you only pay for the months you use it, right? $50 a month. That's great. Since we purchased it last month, they've now changed the terms and now pay $5 a month to keep that option open. Yeah, no. Elon Musk doesn't have enough money, right? Right. But anyway, that's been purchased and tested. Unfortunately, we didn't make it out to test it, but Jason tested it, and it's as exciting as plugging in a router. And the fact that we missed that moment and don't have it on YouTube for eternity is a shame. All right, so that's Starlink. Digital issues with a repeater resolved. That's fabulous. For anybody who was listening to the BeaconNet that night, I said, there's my girl right after the announcement, and then everything just kind of fizzled out and died. So brief explanation of what happened. The Raspberry Pi that is connected to the repeater that hooks it to the 48496 node in the cloud fizzled out. So the repeater was working great, repeater-wise. Everybody on the All-Star node was working great, talking to each other, but there's no communication in between the two of them. And I was sitting down in the lowest point of Holmes County where I don't even have cell phone service. And so I had no RF. And so the crew put it together and kept it together. And then Jason had a new Pi pretty much ready to go, swapped it out the next day. And we're back on the air now. Echolink sounds a little weird. Anybody else hearing that? Okay.
All-Star is over, the levels need to be adjusted, but other than that, it's a lot of modulation.
So maybe a little tweaking still needs to be done. I didn't have the girl make the announcement for the BeaconNet last night. Very distressing for me.
She wasn't there
Oh,
Sunday.
I'll call, yeah, I know. So there's still a couple tweaks there, but the fact that we got everything back together, basically the next day, it's pretty groovy because that was a have to go out on site, lots of programming to do, and still a few things to take care of, and I'm sure Jason will take care of that in time, and we'll have the best sounding repeater around. Tablets, storage, works in progress. Right now, storage for Field Day is the back of Ron's truck. Thanks, Ron. There you are. You're all right, man. Someday you'll be able to put those ladders back in there, and I hope so too. But at least I got my e-bike out of his garage. That's all we got for Tech Committee. Thank you.
All right.
And last but not least, any new business? Anything we need to take a look at? Josh?
Totally forgot to mention, Jamboree's on the air. I think it's the third weekend of October. Nick at Night is looking to put together with another gentleman from Scouts a event, and he's looking for help. So I know a couple people have approached me and have expressed interest, so I'll be talking to those folks. But it's going to be operating focused. They're thinking it's going to be out in Canfield, which is near Youngstown, so that is a bit of a hike. But if anybody has any interest in helping out with that, reach out to me or Nick at Night, and we'll get you hooked up with that. There is a short little 1-hour training you have to do because you'd be working with the youth, but it's online, so it's not too bad, he was saying. But looking for operators and folks willing to help, and that's about it for that. Free food. You get free food if you come. So free food. You can't beat the free food.
Yay, food.
Yay food.
Yay, food. Okay, any other club business? Yeah.
This Saturday is the Ohio CUSO party.
That's
it's a
right.
contest. It's a very easy contest. If you want to dabble, just get into contesting a little bit and wet your feet. It's from noon to midnight, I believe, and you just need to give your county, basically. So it's a nice contest. It's an easy one. Ohio CUSO party. Signal Report County, yes.
Signal Report and County? Okay. And I'm sure the ARRL has, it's ARRL. Okay. So there, I'm sure they have something on the website?
Yes. You can just
Okay.
Google Ohio CUSO party and
Contest calendar.
Okay.
Or contest calendar.
Or,
to get full
yes, sir.
It's ohqp.org for Ohio CUSO party.
Okay. I'll send something out to the group, a link for that. Okay, that'll be good. All right, thanks for that, Jeff. Anything else? Any other new business that we need to discuss? All right, for the good of the cause, anybody have any comments, questions, observations, complaints? See Nick.
Over here.
Okay,
Line forms here, right?
anything else for the good of the cause? Stefan?
Yeah. It's not a big thing. I'm going to take it out myself. It's probably a, what's the term about it? The concept of futility or whatever. That's not the right word. There's a big event that's coming up on the 7th, and I've talked for the multi-club picnic, and our event is on the 7th. The reason I'm even bringing that up is because I want to at least start talking with all the club leaders in our area and say, hey, look, because we've already done this with 2 clubs for VE sessions. If you want to take a VE test, just 2 clubs, you can take it in January from NORS, ours February, March NORS, so you can tell someone the first Saturday of every month. I'd like to get other clubs involved to do the same thing, or at least discuss, like on the 2nd Saturday, the 3rd and the 4th. That way, any month you can get your ham test. But the other thing too, I'd like to at least start the conversation with leaders and say, hey, look, why don't we put all of our events, at least the ones we know about that we do on a regular basis, out on the table and see how we can schedule around so more people can come to some of the big events. And I'm just going to try to see what I can get. I will let you guys know by the end of the year. Or if you don't see me at the Christmas party, you know that it was a big failure. That's all I'm saying. But other than that, I'm going to at least try to do that. I'd like to get dialogue with them and say, hey, look, before we schedule stuff, why don't we at least look the big things? Like, for instance, the fox hunts. Wouldn't it be great to have a multi-club fox hunt? I mean, that would be great. You know, we'd have to buy
That is a good way to do it.
14 pies, you know, but other than that, but that's all I'm going to, I want to do that. I'm going to start the ball rolling and see what happens. So that's all I wanted to bring up.
Okay, very good. Okay, anybody else? For the good of the cause. All right, there's no 50-50 raffle. I mentioned earlier. Russ, his mom fell, and so he is in the process of taking care of her. So couldn't make the meeting tonight, so there's no 50-50 raffle. However, there is adjournment.
Is that the correct date?
I don't know. What? You're asking me? I think that's the correct date, okay. September 18th. Plan to attend, bring a friend. Let's see, next week or next month will be Dorsey. Dorsey doing free DV. That'll be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. All right, motion for adjournment. Craig. Second, Stefan. Third, Andy.
Aye.
All right, I'm sure no one disagrees with me. Thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for being here. We really appreciate it. And I'm very proud to get you out of here by 8:37. Yeah.